Continue on from our previous video over how parts work, troubleshooting. We're going to get into the Siemens regulator today and talk about their components and what parts actually break a lot, and we'll go from there. Yeah, and we'll get into the Siemens regulator. One of the biggest things, the problems that the Siemens regulator has is the neutral light switch. So this contact right here gets bent a lot. It's a cheap part. Unfortunately, it's inside the tank, and you have to untank it to fix it. Okay, I want to talk about inside the mech. There's two springs. You can see one on the far side, one it's pointing to. But here a while back, don't know the year, but they came out with a new spring. Those used to bust quite a bit inside the mech, so I think they made a better correction for that, which actually has a couple rods going down through the spring to increase the strength of it. Also, when we're talking about stuff breaking, there's a set screw right there that's attached to that sprocket, and that holds that chain in place. And whenever that set screw has a vibration, it usually will vibrate out or vibrate in, and that set screw comes loose. So if you ever want to fix that problem, you put some anti-seize on that, and hopefully it tightens it down on the back there to help with that problem, because that chain will break if that set screw comes out and the sprocket gets loose off the motor. Picture to the right, we're going to talk about the stationary contacts. Just like GE, it has 8 stationary contacts, which makes 16 steps. There you have the motor. The motor is a big factor in the chain breaking right here. I talked about the sprocket, and the Allen set screw is a big factor too, but the motor actually raises or lowers. There's a bolt right here on the back side that will tighten that chain up. You don't want to have it over tighten. You just want to have it a little bit loose, just for a little play in it. So over here to the picture to the left, we have the ops counter. If you have control where the counter is not actually working, you can change that switch out. Obviously, it's on the inside of the tank. And then that's where the capacitor would be. I moved the capacitor to the inside of the control for easier access. I had extra wires where I could do that. Makes it more accessible, because the capacitor is an issue in most regulators. Okay, picture to the left, I have the reversing switch. Picture to the right, we have the movable contacts and the stationary contacts. Again, there's 8 stationary contacts. Right now, the movable contacts is in neutral position. If this reversing switch moves positions, this one will go down, and it will go either clockwise or counterclockwise. So one of the biggest things is those movable contacts. You can have carbon build up, and those are basically like a vehicle brake pad. So there's basically made out of rubber, and each tap position will cause an arc that will distinguish because you have your oil. But it does build up carbon, and they will wear out eventually down the road. Well, I hope this video helps, and we're going to do the Cooper internal regulator parts next in the series. Thanks.